guys, my name is Svetlana. I am from Firefly in the room and welcome to my second video in English. I am nervous, but today I want to share with you 10 plants that are okay with low light situations. So let's just jump right into it. First plant I would like to talk about is this variegated English ivy. As you can see, her leaves is so beautiful. It has not two colors but three colors. Dark green, white and a bit of a neon green. And I love this plant. To be honest, I lived in England for almost a year, and on my house wall there was a huge ivy. And it looked so beautiful. It was like from the mid-centuries and princess times, so it was a bit magical for me. And when I came back to Lithuania, I missed it, so I decided to buy one in a pot, and maybe one day it will be a big plant so I can attach it to my walls and it will be as beautiful as it was there. My bedroom have north-facing windows, so it's already not that bright. But I put it even on the worst condition, and I put it on the bookshelf that is very high and it's not getting a lot of sun. It's like 2 hours of not bright and indirect sun, and it's doing great. I missed it every 3 days, every 4 days, and water it once a week, and it is very beautiful and bushy already. So if you have a low light situation in your house and you wanna have a plant that will be long and beautiful, this is one for you. Another plant is my pride and joy. It's a new one. I bought it last week, and it is this prayer plant, or Maranta fascinator. Very great name for this plant because look at its leaves. So beautiful and colorful and velvety. And when I saw this plant for the first time in the shop or in the video, I thought that this plant for sure will need a lot of bright sun, but that wasn't true. It's really okay in the low light situation. It stands right next to the ivy I showed you before, and on this shelf there is very low light situation, and he loves it. He is putting new growth. As you can see, one leaf, another leaf. He's pretty happy. And gosh, look at those leaves. Amazing. If you are a bit bored of very common plants like me and you want something exotic and colorful, this is a plant for you for sure, because it is so easy to take care of. I water it once a week. I don't miss it because I don't want to ruin these beautiful velvety leaves. I'm not sure if that would be true, but I don't want to risk, because for now it's a pretty small plant and I don't want to ruin more leaves. Maybe one day when it's gonna be bigger, or when I'm gonna propagate it, maybe then I will try to mist it. But if you know, and if you're growing this plant, maybe you know should I mist it or not, because I want it to be as happy as possible. So if you have a bit of recommendations for me, you're always welcome to tell them in comments. I think all of you have seen at least one low light plant videos on YouTube, and I think I have seen more. I've seen a lot of them, because I live in low light situation on my own. So I think almost in all of them I have seen a ZZ plant. It's perfect for low light situations. I grew this plant from one leaf. As you can see, it's pretty big right now. It has been growing for 6 years in my home, and it's growing on that wardrobe, and it's doing great. As you can see, every year he grows at least 2 stalks of leaves. It's so easy to take care of. I water it once in 2 weeks or even once a month, and it's doing great. One time I was leaving my house for 1 month, and I asked my dad to water my plants. But this one was on this wardrobe and my dad couldn't see it, so he missed it. He didn't water it in the middle of the summer when it was at least 25 degrees every day and it was hot as heck, but this one survived, and he waited for me patiently and waited until I will water it. Yes, it was a bit wrinkly, but that's okay. The moment I water it, and the next day it was again as beautiful and shiny. And if you're a plant lover who forgets to water their plants, this is the one for you, because he will forgive you for sure. Another plants that are surprisingly so easy to take care of is this sansevieria. One is Firefly and another one is cylindrica. I'm not sure if I'm telling it right as always, but you'll see it on the screen. This one I grew from the cuttings of a one leaf. As you can see, there is a lot of new growth. And this one I bought in IKEA 4 years ago, I guess, when I was still a plant beginner. And what was my mistake? I watered it just like the other plants with leaves. So I watered it every week, and I watered it so truly, so the water would sink out of the bottom. But that was a bit of a mistake, because it was too much water for this guy, and he started to rot. All his leaves started to get yellow and falling apart, and I was so sad because I love this plant. It looks so artsy for me, and thanks God I realized my mistake soon, because I just stopped watering it and it just grew back. I water him once in 2 weeks in summer, and on winter once a month or once in 3 weeks, and he's happy. He's put out a lot of new growth. He's growing big and beautiful. And this sansevieria I got last summer. I just found a huge sansevieria outside, and I just couldn't leave it there when I was walking my dog, but I couldn't take whole sansevieria because it was like 1.5 meters long. It's like 2 foot long, I guess. It was pretty long, so it was too heavy for me, and I couldn't leave this poor guy alone there. So I just decided I will take at least one leaf and take care of it. And there it is. I just cut one leaf in 5 parts and put them to the ground and watered it every day. And there you go. I have a new sansevieria that's growing a lot of new leaves, and it looks pretty happy. Now I water it once in 2 weeks. And this is the plant that forgives me everything. It's standing in the kitchen, and there's a lot of cooking going on, a lot of smells and everything, and it's doing great. He's happy, and he doesn't have any problem with that. So if you want a plant who will forgive you everything except overwatering, this is the plant for you too. I have a new family member, this Opuntia cacti. I just bought last week, and look at how beautiful it is. I love the colors, the purple, the green, and this electric blue almost. It's so colorful and beautiful. I couldn't resist and had to buy it. You know how it happens, right? Yes, obviously cacti love a lot of sun, and they love to be in a bright spots, but you always can grow a cacti in low light situations. But just keep in mind, if you will put it in a very dark spot, it probably won't grow new growth. Always remember, if you're keeping the cacti on the very low light situation, you have to water it very, very rare. So if you want a beautiful cacti like a statue and you don't have a lot of sun, don't feel guilt or pressured and buy one, because he will survive. Get ready to meet my new plant family member. It's this epiphyllum. This plant was growing at my grandma's, but she had a bit of a situation. Another grandson gifted her a kitten, who decided that he can make all his work not in the sandbox but in beautiful and big flower pots. So a lot of her plants died, which is so sad, and because she had such a beautiful collection. She's the one who made me fall in love with the plants. So when she asked me if I want to take one of her plants and save them, I for sure obviously said yes. So this is one of the saved plants. As you can see, it's in a very old pot, and I love it. It looks so vintagey. And I didn't ask my grandma how long she was using this pot, but it looks really aged and I love it. But let's get back to the plant. This is epiphyllum that was growing also on a wardrobe, because there's the only left place where kitten can't reach. And it was doing fine. When she put it on the wardrobe, there was like 4 leaves, and it was on the autumn, and per winter look how big it grew. It's amazing. Even one leaf broke down, this one leaf, so she had to put it back to the ground, and it grew so many new leaves. It's really beautiful. It's a succulent. Obviously succulents need a lot of bright sun, but this succulent can live in a low light situation. So if you love succulents, if you are a sucker like me and you wanna take a risk and try succulents in your house, that's the one who you should try for sure, because he's pretty unique and I love how it looks, and every time it grows a new leaf it looks even more unique, so you definitely should try epiphyllum. Get ready for this queen. Holy smokes! Look how beautiful that plant is. It's so bright, it's so colorful. It's called Begonia Rex Pink Charming, and when I saw it in the shop I also bought it this weekend. Yes, I have a bit of a problem, but who doesn't? We all have problems, and I'm happy that my problems are about flowers. So this plant is very bright and colorful, and I am doubting that this one would live in a very low light situation. If you have a low light but not too low, there are a lot of begonias in green color. So if you want to grow one in a more dark conditions, the green ones would be a better choice. It's my new baby and a first begonia in my life, so I'm a bit worried, but I'm pretty sure that I can handle it. In a couple of months I will give you an update and will tell you what I was doing, and maybe if I will make any mistakes I will share them with you so you wouldn't make them, because we need to keep plants alive. We should share all of our knowledge, because the more we share, the more plants will be happy and beautiful. And I think that's the best part of those videos on YouTube. But let's get back to the begonia. If you love a very weird looking plants, like these leaves are, I don't know, for me they look like from dinosaur times. It's so unique. So if you want to try something different, begonias probably would be the best choice. Obviously in this low light plant video I should add a pothos. This is a golden pothos. I have pothos enjoy also, and I propagated this one, so I have 2 golden pothoses now. As you see, I've cut this branch off and right now it's putting a new growth. So that's awesome. There is also a new growth, and this plant is living on a very sad conditions. It's a bit of an experiment. It stands in the room where is north-facing window, and it stands behind this huge monstera. So it's in a very shady place, but look at it. There are so many leaves. Yes, they are a bit longer because they want to get a bit more sun, but they're still happy. There's still new growth happening, so if you want a plant that is a simple one, that prefers a lot of water, that loves misting, that's the one. This golden pothos, and water it twice a week, and it's so happy. It grows in a terracotta pot, so I water it a bit more often than I would water in a ceramic pot. So if you have a pretty low light situations and you love your plants, so you water them very often, that would be the plant for you. On this plant I made a little experiment. This is Ficus elastica. As you can see, it right now has 2 branches, but there's the spot that you can see. I cut the top of this plant off, and grew a new plant. This spring I decided to make another experiment and cut 2 tops off. As you can see, I made it yesterday. It's pretty fresh. I also put his heads in water and I will see if I could propagate them too. I'm also making a video, so if you're interested, let me know. I will make it in English too. I filmed how I cut it off, what I did with the branches, how I put it in the water, and I will update this ficuses in a month and then in a couple months, so you can see what was going on. And if you're interested, please let me know. I'll make this video in English too, so you could watch my experiment and maybe from curiosity experiment too, because it's always fun to do something different with your plants, especially when you can form them on your own. Ficuses is one of the great opportunities to do so, because these plants are pretty forgiving. For this winter he was a bit asleep, so I decided to cut his heads off. It's spring, so I think it's a great time. Also, I water it once a week, but I water it pretty truly. How do you say this word? Oh my gosh. I water it a lot. I put it in the bathtub and pour a lot of water on its leaves, on its ground, and it looks pretty happy. Sorry, it's a bit dusty. It stands in my bedroom. I'm cleaning these leaves, but they just keeps getting dust on them. That's too much information. Let's go to another plant. My last but not least is this Monstera Deliciosa that I can't pick up. Okay, I can. Wait 1 second. Okay. This Monstera Deliciosa, it's also a new baby. Well, it's not a baby, but for me it's still a baby. So this plant I bought discounted. Its price was 60 euros. But I bought it for 19.99 because there was a lot of rotting going on. There was 7 plants, 4 of them died. When I bought it, I take out all of the dead parts of the plants. Okay, let me get back to you. All my windowsills are full, and as you see, this plant is pretty huge, so I can't put it on my windowsill. So what I do, I put it on my plant stand near my bed, and it is on the same position like this macrame, so you can see that there is not a lot of sun. It's getting very low light situation, but this Monstera for now looks pretty fine. I have another baby Monstera living just near this one, and both of them are for now looking great. Yes, if there would be more sun, they would grow much faster and bigger. But for me, the most important thing that they are alive, they are making me happy every day. They are still green and beautiful. And if they grow a bit slower, that's not a problem for me. And if it's not a problem for you, Monstera also can grow in a little bit low light situation. This plant is pretty easy for me. I water it once a week. And what is a bit easier with it, every time when it gets too dry and it needs to be watered, its leaves to be bent. Yes, that's the moment when I water my plants again. If you have a pretty low light situation, that's also a choice. And for me it's doing pretty well, so why it couldn't be great for you? So thank you for being with me. I think that will be the end of my video. I talked about 10 plants. And as you can see, I'm living in a pretty low light situation by myself, so I have much more plants to share that prefer low light situation or can survive in low light situation. So if you're interested, please let me know in the comment section below, so I will make another video about low light plants and share them with you. But for today, thank you for being with me. Thank you for watching this video. That means a lot for me, because you're making my dream come true and my fear of speaking in English fade out. Please push the like button if you loved it, and maybe you found 1 or 2 plants that caught your eye and you will try your luck on them too. Of course, please subscribe if you want to see more plant videos. I will post on this channel much more English videos, so be prepared. and push the bell button so you can see when I upload more plant videos. And for today that's it. Thanks for being with me, and till the next time, bye!